Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today I'm taking a look at the Amazon exclusive Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Finster figure, which is in a cardboard box. So just like with the Astronomy Ecliptor set last week, they actually shipped this in a cardboard box, although some people got their 2-pack in this box in a box. They did that for me for Finster, so I was very happy they didn't just slap a shipping label onto this. I would have been very upset if they had. But yeah, he's going to be very protected in there, and I'm very happy that he has this nice little Hasbro shipper box. You can see right there, I don't know what SIOC stands for, but F2285 is his product number, so that is definitely Finster in here. So, very, very excited to finally take a look at this guy here. He's been out for a very long time in numerous different countries, and if you are one of Hasbro's people on their influencer list, you got this as well back in October, right before Hasbro PulseCon. They sent this out to a bunch of influencers around the Power Rangers fandom and also not in the Power Rangers fandom. It was just included in their big PulseCon influencer box. I didn't get one of those for understandable reasons, and here I am today finally getting the one that I purchased from Amazon back in August. So this was one of the final Power Month reveals, and it was actually a surprise item. It was one item that I had not leaked before, no one had leaked before it. We had no idea that we were getting a Finster figure, and they killed it with this one. I am so excited to finally have it. It looks so good. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. This is fantastic. Oop. There he goes knocking over the Soto Tower. So, oh, I'm blown away by this. I think... No way, is this a thicker box? This can't be a thicker box, right? I'm just going nuts, right? Hold on, I have to grab a regular box to compare now. No, I was right. Finster's in a slightly thicker box. That's very strange. Let me try to compare it here. Very, very slight difference, but he is in a slightly thicker box. I mean, that extra, inch was noticeable to me. I know my Lightning collection. They put him in a thicker box. So... But wow, it looks fantastic. Look at that artwork there by Tom Whalen, of course. You have that on the front. On the side, it continues with the Mighty Morphin logo. You got his render back there, and a lot of what he comes with. I mean, the sculpting that is done on this, which was done, just so well by Always Bumping on Twitter. Wow, I'm blown away, really. Dennis did such a good job on this guy. And, it's cool that we got a sculptor doing a sculptor, an actual sculptor character. You just look at him in there with the rolling pin, and you get the putties, and you get the little, mold for the putties, which is really fun because I already have a lot of putties. You get the kind of, scraper tool, you get, the little X-Acto knife, and you get a bunch of stuff on his apron. You can put all these other accessories on his apron. So, let's go ahead and open this guy up and take a look at everything that this beautiful figure has to offer. Alright, so here is Finster out of the box and everything that he comes with. This is absolutely a phenomenal figure. It's so good. It is one of the top 10, probably top 5 Lightning Collection figures we've ever had, ever. This is just really good. So let's go and take a look at him and, his whole getup he's got going on here. The paint and the sculpting detail on this guy is just amazing. Look at all the paint there, that nice shiny metallic silver on the tools. Unfortunately, these ones cannot come off of his apron, his little work apron here. They are sculpted on, but these little latches or these little belt loop areas are for you to put his other accessories in his apron for nice storage. So that is really cool. Then you come here, and you got some more tools on his chest, on this little flap here, which, is kind of a soft plastic. You can't really move it or anything like that. They sculpted, his little rings or whatever he's got going on here. The little, I think they're supposed to be rings or whatever he's got coming off of his hand there. Little, almost look like tree branches or something, kind of also on his ears. But we have that there, and the sculpting on everything here. The paint is so good. Underneath here, he still has, pretty typical Lightning Collection articulation. It does get in the way, or this whole apron does get in the way of that, but you can still try to get some of the movement out of there. It is somewhat possible, but this is a kind of soft. I mean, it's soft, but it's also kind of a hard rubber. That's going to make it a little difficult to move it in some areas. But, I mean, you're probably not going to have him in the most dynamic poses. He does have that waist joint there, so he can move all over the place, which is nice. This is kind of an independent piece that you can kind of move around for the articulation. But, the sculpting, the paint is so good. Look at that head. Let's just get a nice, good, 360 look at it. It's incredible. All of the little details, all of the little paint applications. Maybe it could have used like a slight like black wash on some of his forehead or something, but besides that, like you even have the tiny little like glasses up on his nose. And also this blew me away. Look at this. His mouth opens and they sculpted his teeth in there, and they painted the teeth on the top and on the bottom. Like, that is just incredible. Like, wow. Like, you can have him posed talking to Rita, or talking about monsters, or kind of like, it almost looks like he's pointing with these little twigs. He's making a point or something. The head moves very nicely on the ball joint, very typical Lightning Collection ball joint. It feels a little bit looser. These ears are a soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about them snapping off or breaking or anything like that. But it moves very nicely. And, like, I don't really know what else to say about the figure itself. It just is perfect. It really is, like, almost like, whoop, there goes his box falling off the bed. But it's basically in a perfect Lightning Collection figure. And the accessories that it comes with are just even better. Like, if I can give him a stand there for a second, kind of move his legs apart a little bit. But yeah, like, I have his box here, so I can just have, like, the right poses and the right, you know, where everything goes. But, like, he has this little magnifying glass necklace thing, which has a translucent piece there. It's not actual glass or anything, obviously, and it's not really a actual magnifying glass, but you can, I believe, if you take his head off, then put that on his chest, which would go like that. And then you can also see he has the new neck joint. That's why it's so good. He doesn't have the little ratchet, you know, the one that goes like up and down. They've been using this on a lot of the more recent figures. It's on Phantom Ranger. It's on actually Dino Charge Pink from Wave 11. It's on the Ninja figures too. So, okay, that's probably why its head articulation is so good. So the Turtles have it too. So there, now he can wear his little magnifying glass. Like, that looks fantastic. Let's take a look at his little tools. So here's this rolling pin, which I love that it's been kind of like beaten or kind of not battle damaged, but it's used, you know what I mean? Like, you can see the little marks and stuff in there. If I can make it focus a little bit better. Like, this has been used to make some putty for some putties or monsters or whatever Finster's up to in Rita's little workshop there. You get his tiny, this is really tiny, you get his tiny little X-Acto knife for him to hold, so you can like really perfect his molds. So that's really cool. You get whatever this thing is called. I'm sure it has a specific name, but this is a little other sculpting tool that he can use. And then of course you can take the rolling pin, and this will go on the big loops on his belt. I think you can kind of just, can you unlatch these? I don't want to like rip them. Yeah, okay, so I guess you just have to sort of, there you go, slide it through. Just be careful, you don't want to rip the plastic there, but there you go. You can have that rest on his little tool belt there, and then I think you can slide this one in there on the other side, and that one will clip there. There we go. So you can have him have some storage there. The only things he doesn't necessarily have storage for is the tiny little X-Acto knife, so I would have him hold that so he doesn't lose it, because that is definitely a tiny, tiny piece, but that kind of completes the whole work apron look there, which actually I kind of prefer that. I think that looks pretty neat. And then of course, it comes with some swappable hands. So you have one that's just kind of a little bit more of a closed hand a little bit for his right hand. You have a little bit more of a splayed open hand for his left hand. And then this is his last accessories, but they're really cool. You get tiny little putty molds. Very tiny. But they have sculpting. Like, look at the head sculpting on there. I don't know how well I can zoom in on it. But it's there. There's a little bit of head sculpting there. You get a little bit of the ball arm there and everything like that. They're very soft plastic. They're very squishy. You get two of them. One of which has the bladed arm instead of the ball arm. So just like the 2-pack did. And then you get this whole putty mold briefcase, which is really neat. There's already one inside. This one does not come out. This one that's gray. This one is permanently molded inside of there. But then especially if you don't want to lose these, you can take the one with the knife arm and slide that into the middle, and the one with the ball arm there at the end. You can have all your putties in there, and then this closes right up, and you can have Finster carry his putty molds around however you would like him to. And this is also kind of made out of a very softer, sort of rubbery plastic, kind of like the putty molds themselves. It's definitely not as much of a solid plastic as you might think it is. It almost kind of feels like clay a little bit, like not solid clay or something. I don't really know how to explain it. But yeah, that's basically it for the Mighty Morphin Finster figure from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Absolutely incredible figure. Highly, highly recommend it. It is still in stock, I believe, on Amazon.com. It is an Amazon.com exclusive. It is up on Hasbro Pulse as well. I think they've sold out from the pre-orders and stuff. Maybe they'll get some in stock when this comes out. Because it was supposed to release on April 1st, 2022. And then, like I said earlier in the video, a ton of influencers got this back in October. And then it came out internationally, like in the UK, I believe, and a couple of other countries. I know Mexico's had it up on their Amazon in stock for a while, ever since like November or something. And now it's finally trickling out here in the US Amazon. But yeah, it was worth the wait. It's a really, really good figure. It's really fun to pose with your putties and your monsters and Rita and stuff. And real quick, here he is compared to a Power Ranger. He's a little bit shorter than a Power Ranger, as you would expect him to be. But not like too terribly short. Just like a tiny little bit. But yeah, so there's that. I know that was kind of a weird angle of it, but yeah, that's all I got for the Lightning Collection Finster figure. So the link for him will be down in the description below if you'd like to pick it up yourself. And it is one of my all-time favorite Lightning Collection figures we've ever had. Hasbro knocked it out of the park on this. Dennis, the sculptor of this sculptor character, absolutely killed it. And I loved his thread talking about the little tools he got to sculpt and everything that made him think of his earlier sculpting days. It was just a perfect figure for him to work on. So, and until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And I'll see you all later.